Showers around tonight. A dusting to a coating can't be ruled out in a few locations, but the week shall generally dry out until Thursday or so, but we'll talk more about that in a minute. I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. Thanks so much for tuning in to these weekly Sunday Sunset Chats. Always a pleasure to speak with you. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. But overall, the week starts and ends on a below average note potentially, but we could spike to the 60s on Thursday. And Thursday into Thursday night could be our main precipitation this week in the form of rain, maybe thunderstorms. It could be breezy tomorrow, could be windy Thursday and windy Friday as well. So I want to flag that. For our latest forecast at CWG.news/latest, go right there to the blog directly at CapitalWeatherGang.com anytime you need us. And keep in mind, here's the benchmark at the bottom here. Our average high temperature for right now today is 48 degrees for high temperature at DCA Airport. So as you can see, we kind of go a little bit of a roller coaster upward and then crash back downward in our temperatures by the end of this week. Hello, Peter. Thanks for tuning in from Baltimore. Really appreciate Carol. Hello. Thank you so much for tuning in from Facebook. And I appreciate you all every Sunday night tuning in. So wind chills tomorrow are something I want to flag. We could see some gusts 15, 25 miles per hour for the wind tomorrow. And it will be very chilly. We have kind of gone up and down in the temperature regime, but it's still going to feel very wintry tomorrow. And I want you to bundle up with wind chills likely staying in the 20s. It really could blow away the heat from your body, so really bundle up in some layers. I know it's not the coldest we've seen this winter, but it's worth reviewing. Just want you to be warm and safe. Ed, hello, thank you so much for tuning in. And Anne, greetings to you as well. So bundle up tomorrow with those winds, keeping wind chills in the 20s. And also on CapitalWeatherGang.com, we have at CWG.news/SnowRecap, everything on the snow today, how it went down, how we think our forecast did. And of course, tonight at 6:30, you might be interested in knowing more about the weather there in California at CWG.news/CA-weather. You can go to that as well on CapitalWeatherGang.com. So thank you all for tuning in on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Twitter. We're getting later and later in these sunsets, 5:43 p.m. And make note with the holiday next Monday, you'll probably talk to me then for a holiday Monday edition of our weekly sunset chats. Instead of Sunday, it will be Monday next week for President's Day, and we'll gain almost 10 more minutes of evening light. So look for me pretty close to 5:52 p.m. For President's Day Monday night for a holiday edition of our weekly chats. So thanks again for tuning in from YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. You can follow us there on all three of our social media networks. I'm simulcasting to you now on all three. I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. Ed, hello. Mahia, hello. You're liking the snowflakes. Kareem, you want breezy 70s and 60s. I don't think I can give that to you except for maybe on Thursday into Thursday night. It could be both breezy and mild, so I hope you are happy with that. Chuck, hello. Thanks so much for tuning in. You're most welcome. And Kristen, yes, refreeze tonight is possible. So if you see wet patches around your sidewalks or pavement, if it looks wet later tonight, it could actually be ice. It's what's known as black ice because the pavement appears a little bit darker, appears moister than surrounding pavement, but in fact it is a sheen, a transparent sheen on the pavement. Where it's dark, it's actually ice and very slippery. So please keep that in mind. Patchy refreeze is possible tonight. So that was a great question from Kristen. Thank you so much. Oh, wow, we have Barbara in Garrett County, 4 inches at the moment. Excellent. Snow is steady. Yes, indeed. On the radar, you are seeing some snow up there in Garrett County. If that was you reporting it there, thank you so much for that snowflake near Garrett County boundary there with, I think, near Cumberland as well. Snow showers tonight could add up to a dusting to a coating. Nothing major to speak of. Even tomorrow morning, we could see a quick snow flurry, snow shower. Can you tell I wanted to combine the words? But no major accumulation expected. It is worth noting patchy ice is possible tonight where liquid water, the patches around that could still be protected from some of our light breezes are not going to evaporate, and those wet spots could turn into icy spots where it might look wet. It actually could be slick. That's what's known as black ice when the pavement looks darker and it actually is ice. So keep that in mind. For later tonight into tomorrow morning, patchy ice is possible on some of the surfaces that refreeze tonight. All right, we've got Armantha. Thanks so much for tuning in. I don't want to call winter or snow season over just yet in DC, but we'll look ahead into next week's warmth, which is possible as well. And Josh, hello. Thanks so much for tuning in. And Teresa, I'm sorry you didn't get enough snow there in Fairfax. And Yasmin, appreciate the kind words. Hello from in Gainesville. I appreciate you tuning in very much. As you can see, the forecast here, it turns pretty dry. Just some breezes Monday, windy Thursday and Friday is possible. We've got sunshine trying to dominate, except for maybe Thursday into Thursday night. We could keep an eye on things for that time frame. We could see some thunderstorms, some very gusty winds, and maybe even some flooding downpours. So keep that in mind and stay tuned to capitalweathergang.com as we get toward the end of the week. But we do spike those temperatures into the 60s for Thursday, and even Thursday night could stay in the 60s before we crash back down below average to end our week just as we began at below average temperatures. So it's a little bit of a roller coaster ride this week. We kind of are stair stepping up, and then Thursday's the kind of the pinnacle, the warmest temperatures of the week until we crash back down on Friday as well. Now, all the links we're talking about are available by touching on my face. You can touch on the screen and popping up below on your mobile device, or I think above on your desktop or laptop. You'll see all the links we're talking about. Here's the latest forecast link, CWG.news/latest. And just for reference, what's our average today? 48 for an average high and 31 for an average low. Just to give you some context for this week's wild swings, starting below average and ending below average for our temperatures, with some warmth there in the middle. For Thursday into Thursday night, could be gusty winds, rainy, maybe some thunderstorms, and warmth in the 60s expected as well. We'll keep you posted, of course, at capitalweathergang.com as we get closer. Wind chills tomorrow are going to be notable, maybe staying in the 20s. That feels like temperature in the 20s all day tomorrow. So please bundle up and be careful of some patchy ice in the morning. We do think some refreezing is possible, as this liquid water and melting snow today could take advantage of the 20s and plummeting temperatures tonight. So we could need you not only to bundle up, but maybe if you have any really good grip on your shoes or boots tomorrow, wear those so you don't accidentally slip. Maybe add a couple minutes to your morning commute just to make sure. You might need to clear off a little bit of ice as well from your car. So there you go. There's a tip for you on that. So here's the CWG.news/SnowRecap. The morning forecast, we had kept all the updates throughout the region, throughout the day, all right there. So go to CWG.news/SnowRecap to see how we think we did okay on our forecast. But we loved all the pictures and photos you sent in to us from around the region, and we give you a good recap of what happened throughout the region today. And at 6:30, I know I need to get off the air no later than 6:30. I'm on the air for another 13 minutes or so, but you can check out the California weather at CWG.news/CA weather there if you're interested in what's happening in California tonight as well. So keep that in mind. We have those on capitalweathergang.com for you. And I appreciate you tuning in. I'm simulcasting on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Here are all of our 3 channels. Appreciate all of you tuning in tonight on those 3 channels, and sunset's getting later and later. And by the time you talk to me next Monday for President's Day on a holiday edition of our weekly Monday chat for next Monday, our weekly will be postponed by one day to be occurring on the holiday on President's Day next Monday evening. So you'll talk to me almost 10 minutes later as we gain more and more daylight, more evening light as well. Going into next Monday, President's Day. So keep that in mind. And thanks so much for tuning in anytime you need us. We're at capitalweathergang.com. And you can touch on my face and the links will pop up below that we're talking about on your mobile device or above on your desktop or laptop. Here's the precipitation we're expecting for the entire week. Most, if not all of this, is falling, looks like Thursday into Thursday night, maybe very early Friday. So we'll keep you posted. It could be some heavy rain for Thursday as we see some warmth move in and 60s move into the region. So warm air, maybe a couple flooding downpours here or there, maybe a thunderstorm. We'll watch out if there's a severe thunderstorm or strong storm threat. And the gusty winds are very concerning as well. We don't have all the details worked out just yet, but we want you to tune in as we get closer to Thursday on capitalweathergang.com. We'll keep you posted on how it's looking. It could be a turbulent 24 hours or so, Thursday into Thursday night, maybe early Friday. So we'll keep you posted on timing and strength of this upcoming storm. So just keep that in mind. But here's the good news on the weekend. Quick look ahead to Saturday. Temperatures should be a little calmer and drier and fairly mild. So the weekend should not be disturbed by the Thursday, Friday storm of raininess at the end of this week. And then looking further ahead, I know we've had comments, is winter over? I'm not willing to say winter's over or snow season is over just yet. But yes, looking into next work week, where average high temperature is already zooming up to 50 degrees. This red indicates a very high likelihood of being above average for our temperatures next week. So keep that in mind. Warm weather lovers will love it. Snow lovers, I'm sorry to say, that this slight chance for above average precipitation in the light green here next week, coinciding with those warmer than average temperatures that we're currently expecting, looks like rain. So sorry, snow lovers, we'll have to write off another week next week as well. And if you are wondering what the latest snow tracker is, there you go. We're still tracking pretty good for seasonal snow. And of course, this is where I also mentioned in our weekly broadcast, our weekly Sunday Sunset Chat, our fundraiser here is at CWG.news/fundraiser for gifts for the homeless. We are trying to raise money up to $20,000 by the end of this winter. So thank you so much for contributing $1 or $10 or whatever you can. 100% goes toward warm clothing. There is no overhead, no fees, especially if you use Facebook. I don't think any fees are taken out. It's just a wonderful charity run by wonderful volunteers, and they are near and dear to our hearts for the last 10 years, and we try and help them out each winter as the weather gets colder. We want to provide warm clothes as best possible for those who cannot always get it. So thank you for looking at that fundraiser when you get a moment, CWG.news/fundraiser. And there's the latest snow tracker we have for you on CapitalWeatherGang.com as well. Ruth Elisa, hello. David, hello. Yep, severe weather threat is slightly possible on Thursday. We'll keep you posted. It's not at all a high confidence forecast Thursday into early Friday. And Joe, getting brighter, getting warmer, all good news. I'm glad you're a warm weather lover chiming in from Facebook. Hey, Sam, thanks for tuning in. And David, you're most kind. And Liz, you're most kind. Leanne, thank you so much. And Maria, I am thinking the nose boop is when you're touching on my face. You can see the links we're talking about popping up below on your mobile device or above on your desktop or laptop. That's fantastic. I'm going to have to nickname that nose boops. And David, good evening. And Brian, hello in Baltimore. Appreciate you tuning in. And thank you, Omar. Appreciate that as well. That is great. So let's look ahead for the week. It's got a decent forecast for you, except for maybe some unsettled weather Thursday into Thursday night, maybe early Friday. We start temperature-wise below average, end the week below average temperatures, but look at that spike into the 60s for Thursday. So we, with the rain, wind, and maybe a couple thunderstorms coming in on Thursday and Thursday night, we at least have some warm air, which is interesting and notably above average. So warm weather lovers might like that. Snow lovers are saying, how annoying that this next rain is going to be wasted. We have no cold air to provide snowflakes. I'm sorry about that. But here's your benchmark for average high temperature of 48 degrees as of today at DCA Airport, average low of 31 degrees at DCA. And the latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. Anytime you need us, we're at CapitalWeatherGang.com. But sunny weather is good for this time of year. I think we all could use a little more sun, but just note it could be breezy on Monday and windy on Thursday and windy on Friday when sunshine returns after this potentially rainy, stormy system on Thursday into Thursday night, maybe early Friday. Let's take a quick look at radar, which still has some snow showers and flurries in the region. We think, yes, there could be another flurry or two or a snow shower or two tonight into early tomorrow morning, especially northwest of town. But just don't be surprised in the DC area if you see some morning flakes, add up to a quick dusting, maybe a quick coating. We're more concerned tonight with patchy, refreezing ice. What looks moist on your sidewalk or the pavement might look a little darker. That's what's called black ice, and it could be a little bit dangerous and patchy through tomorrow morning with some of today's moisture refreezing as temperatures go down pretty rapidly tonight. So do add a couple minutes for safety to your commute tomorrow morning. You might need to clear your car, what have you. Wear really good gripped boots or shoes if you can. Just stay safe. It's going to be a little sneaky. Some protected areas might not evaporate and might refreeze into small patches of ice in the coming day. So please keep that in mind tonight into tomorrow morning. Now here are wind chills tomorrow in the 20s it looks like, despite high temperatures in the 30s. Could be breezy enough to keep us pretty cold, so please bundle up tomorrow if you can. Hello Elizabeth, you're happy with no snow in April. Sorry, there's no measurable snow happening, I know. Hey Alex, thanks for tuning in from YouTube at CWG.news/YouTube. You want the warm weather and you're going to love Thursday. Excellent. I am so happy. Alex is another warm weather lover. I appreciate you tuning in, Alex, and being able to take advantage of Thursday and the Thursday night. We could be in the 60s. Hey, Steve. Hello from Culpeper. About 1 inch on the grass here. I appreciate that report. And let me know if you will have any other questions or comments. I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. I'm on the air another 5 minutes or so. And I am simulcasting to you on YouTube, on Twitter, and on Facebook. Here are those addresses. I'm on all three right now, so thanks for tuning in. Make sure you follow us on all three of our social media channels, including Instagram, but I can't broadcast live to you there, I'm sorry. More and more evening lights coming. By the time you talk to me on President's Day Monday in about 8 days for a holiday edition of our weekly chats, I'll be talking to you about 10 minutes later in next week in 8 days on President's Day evening for a Monday holiday edition. So make sure you're enjoying this evening lights. Get out when you can, when it's clear. But daylight continues to lengthen. We'll get closer and closer to that 11-hour mark of daylight from sunrise to sunset in the coming weeks. So look forward to that if you were looking for more light like I am. It's really good that we're getting longer in daylight and more evening light as well. So let's look ahead to the week with precipitation. This is the next 7 days. Almost all of this potential 1 inch of precipitation on average around the region is going to fall in the Thursday to early Friday timeframe. We'll keep you posted as the next storm system approaches. It looks rainy, could see some thunderstorms, some gusty winds, some patchy flooding downpours perhaps as well. So just keep in mind heavy rain and gusty winds are possible as we head toward the end of the week that accompany the warm temperatures on Thursday, where we spike into the 60s, maybe even through Thursday night as well. And Saturday, here's a sneak preview. In case you're wondering how the weekend will look, it should be drier, calmer, and still mild. So we'll get that storm system out of here on Friday as temperatures plummet on Friday, but we kind of rebound just a little bit potentially on Saturday. So weekend people getting outside, if you're really wanting to have some outdoor activity, it should be okay on Saturday for that little sneak preview. But could change as we get closer, just a little bit. Forecast tweaks here and there. Stay tuned to capitalweathergang.com. Next work week, looking above average, especially there in the darker oranges and near the red colorings there. It's a high likelihood that we're above average, which by the time you talk to me next Monday for the holiday edition of our weekly chats, 50 degrees, can you believe it, is now going to be our benchmark average temperature at DCA Airport for next Monday. So keep that in mind. It's going to be pretty mild if we do indeed see some above average temperatures next work week as well. Precipitation in the light green for our region. Generally, that's the atmosphere leaning toward wetter than average for next work week as well. Not highest confidence, not high likelihood, but worth flagging for you. We could see some more rain next week, a little bit more than usual. Snow is still, our tracker there is still doing pretty well for the season. We're not willing to call snow season or winter over for the DC region just yet. But also on my opportunity, when I point out the snow tracker, I want to go draw your attention to the CWG.news/fundraiser. On Facebook, if you use that, there's no fees, no overhead. This is a great volunteer organization where 100% of what you donate goes toward warm clothing. So please keep that in mind. It's a wonderful charity we've been working with for the last decade. So thank you for considering. All right, we've got Elizabeth is enjoying the warm weather coming up. Rebecca, loving that daylight. Alex, can't wait for those late sunsets. Yes, indeed. David, rain is tracking an inch and a quarter this year above where we need to be. We are doing great. So don't worry in the rain department and the drought department. We're A-okay around the mid-Atlantic and the DC area for sure. April is sad that there's no measurable snow happening. We might have to wait a little while for that. We'll, of course, keep you posted. Anytime we see measurable snow on the horizon, we'll retweet our SPI, or Snow Potential Index, because we try and look out a week in advance when there might be accumulating snow. Right now, not much accumulating snow. Most of this is flurries and showers on radar for this evening. Looks like Garrett County, which we had one of you tuning in from Garrett County, I think Kathleen, that was fantastic. We have a report of snow up there, report of a couple flakes in Richmond, it looks like. But yes, flurries and a snow shower possible tonight and through maybe tomorrow morning. Quick dusting possible, especially northwest of town, but we're a little more concerned, a little higher probability of patchy ice developing tonight. Refreeze is possible from some of what's melted today, so please be a little cautious. Add a couple minutes to your walk, to your commute tomorrow morning. And just what looks wet will probably be ice tomorrow morning. So when they call it black ice for a reason, it looks like darker pavement, it's a translucent, not wet pavement, but it's a translucent sheet of ice. So please be careful of black ice tomorrow morning. The darker pavement is likely wet and not, it's ice and not just wet. So keep that in mind. The temperatures this week start and end below average, and at least we have some sunshine, but we do spike to the 60s on Thursday. Could be stormy, windy, patchy flooding downpours. We'll keep you posted as we get closer on the details. And yes, breezy on Monday, but we're more concerned about the wind Thursday and Friday. The wind chills tomorrow likely stay in the 20s. And what's our average this time of year? 48 degrees today for our average at DCA Airport. The latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. I'm Camden Walker, about to sign off. Anytime you need us, we're at capitalweathergang.com. And Linda, thanks for this report here from Centerville that the roads are dry this afternoon in Centerville. That's fantastic. And yes, Joanna, it is a roller coaster going to make our bodies a little confused this week as well, starting and ending below average temperatures, but spiking into the 60s. I mean, talk about roller coaster, right? We go up and then crash back down on Friday. So I completely empathize, Joanna. It is quite a ride this week for the weather. All right, everyone, have a very good night. Have a good time tonight. Be safe. Watch out for patchy black ice. What looks wet will actually be ice patches later tonight. Not widespread issues expected, but maybe just walk a little slower, add a little bit of time to your commute tomorrow morning just to play it safe, take it slow, and be well. And I'll talk to you next Monday for President's Day, a holiday edition of our weekly chats. And I'll talk to you then in 8 days.